Whoa. Did anyone just see Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf has ordered K-12 school buildings to remain closed through an indefinite period of time as part of the Commonwealth's ongoing efforts to slow the spread of the virus?
I just heard that. I didn't know if it was a rumor or not.
Yeah, I just saw it on Twitter.
So
I don't know what that
ordering. Sorry.
On TV.
You saw it on TV?
Yes,
Okay.
It on TV right before I got on. So yeah, it's true.
So I wonder if that means like.
Can you read that again?
Yeah, it says breaking. Pennsylvania's Governor Tom Wolf has ordered K-12 school buildings to remain closed through an indefinite period of time as part of the Commonwealth's ongoing efforts to slow the spread of the coronavirus.
President Trump actually ordered that earlier this morning.
Okay, so Trump did it, and then. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He just
Yeah,
he's not giving a date that we'll be going back to school. It's indefinite right now.
I believe Trump did it till April 30th.
Yeah, well.
Whose top is that?
My crazy dog.
That does not sound happy.
She's only 6 pounds.
That's funny. All right. So, Andy, are you ready to go?
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, we are recording. Kate and I are going to go through Google Hangouts as best we can to answer any questions that you may have, and go through just show you some different things that you can be dangerous with. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat on the right. I will actually put in this presentation here shortly so that you can have it forever and ever. And then we'll add this to our YouTube channel as well.
Every time you say forever and ever, I think of that, like, what is it, Outcast?
Yeah. I also will pre-apologize if at any point in time my child runs in here. My wife is trying to sleep now, so he's napping. He can nap for another 2 hours or for another 10 minutes. I don't know. So hopefully he'll stay in his room. But Kate, you're up.
All right. So today we're talking about hanging with my homies with Google Hangouts. I'm going to go through it. If you have questions and you want me to slow down, you want me to go farther in depth, or maybe you have an extension question and you want me to go beyond what you see, just put it in the chat or speak up. Andy will let me know, or Andy will be able to respond back to you, or he'll tell me to stop and go through the slides, or get out of the slides and into the internet.
If you could mute yourself, that's how there isn't an ad. It's just a Google Hangouts thing. Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay, so when you go into your waffle, there's 3 different things that say Hangouts of some sort. And so I just wanted to clear that up because we're used to seeing the Hangouts, which is like this light green icon, where you can access chat, video, and do some phone capabilities. Hangout Meet is the video only. Like technically right now we're in Hangout Meet. And then new this year, and I don't understand why, but we also have the ability to chat in chats. So, and I'll show you what that looks like. I took a screenshot of each of my computer screens for each app. So this is the chat. So I was talking to Greg Hunt. So it's just a more beefed up version, I guess, of Hangouts, but this is what it looks like. It's just purely chat. I do like that I can add some Google Docs and different things as I'm talking to Greg or whoever I'm talking to. This is what my Hangout screen looks like. And I guess Hangout would be like the central hub because I can do a video call, a phone call, or message from here. And so if I click on the video call, it takes me right to the app of Meet. And this is where you can join or start a meeting. So this will be like if you're creating a meeting, you can go in through here, or if you have scheduled meetings, you can go in through here. So like if I go into my app and I click my Meet, my Hangout Meet, it'll show that like this is what's happening right now, and I can go in and join from here. So you can join from your calendar or you can join straight from your Hangout. So really there's two ways to create a meeting, and one is to go right to the waffle and go right to the Hangouts, or you can do it by adding a Hangout link when you create a event on your Google Calendar. So we're going to go over both of them and kind of talk a little bit about the pros and cons of each method or each way. So one of the first ways, or the easiest way, is to go in through your app, which again is located through the waffle. You just click on the plus sign, either join or start a meeting. If you have a meeting scheduled on your calendar, you'll automatically see your meetings listed underneath where it says join or start. If you're going to create one, you click the plus sign, and then you name, like I just named it test, you name your meeting, and then it'll generate a code or a link for you. The thing is right now, and we're not sure why it's doing this. I don't know if it's something that like our tech department has to change, but I know that I've spoken to like Karen Hoff, and I spoke with somebody else who had the same issue where parents could not log in or join a meet. And it's because if you create a meeting through the app, you can only join the meeting if you have a Southern New York County School District email. So if you've had the parents are like, oh, they can't join, it's not allowing them, it's because you created the meeting through the app, through this app. And I don't know why that's happening. It's something we need to follow up with tech on. So in the meantime, the best way to create a meeting that we believe to create a meeting would be to do it through your calendar and not through the app. So step one, obviously hit create. And then when that little box comes up that you need to create an event on your calendar, you hit more options. So you'll want to hit more options, and then this big box will come up. So you fill out everything you need to do as far as time and date goes. And then this says add conferencing. So you'll click on that and it'll say Hangout Meets. You just click on Hangout Meets and then it'll give you a link that automatically goes to your calendar. And if you copy and paste that link, that's the link that parents could join if you're inviting parents. But anytime that you create a link at this point, it's just easier to go through the calendar, because then you can copy and paste that and you don't have to worry about who can get in and who can't. And then from there, that's the link that you're going to share either email or in Google Classroom, whatever, however you're communicating to push that link out. But that's like the golden ticket to get into your meeting. Any questions, Andy?
You're going over a lot of them.
Okay.
The main one was about if they don't have a Google account, can they get into?
Oh yeah. So
you're doing it.
Awesome. Yeah, go through calendar, not through the app. Okay, so once you have your link, post your Hangout link in Google Classroom, or you can email the Hangout link to students and parents. And you want to make sure, like we said, to use the link from your calendar event. And that's the link, if you're doing it through calendar, that parents will be able to go through. We recommend posting it as a material in Google Classroom. And I don't know if you were on the session earlier with Christy and I at the beginning of this session talking about, if you post it in Google Classroom and you leave it there, kids are still going to be able to access it after you're not there anymore. So if they all get out, they all leave you at noon at lunchtime, and that link is still there at 5 p.m., they can still get on. They can't create their own meeting, but they can still get on using your link. So it'll be a good idea to remove that link, or maybe have links scheduled to go each day and then just remove them after you're done. Because who knows what they're doing in there without you. Turning off a student's microphone, you can hover over their picture. I mean, obviously you can ask them, that's the easiest thing. You can ask them, please turn off your mic, we can't all hear. But one of the things you can do is you can click over their picture, and just by hovering over their picture, you can click on the microphone symbol and it should mute them. But we've also included directions straight from Google to pin, mute, or remove people. So pinning means, and if you do it right now, like pick somebody, I don't know, let's go back. I can't do that. If you hover over the people symbol right now on your Google Hangout, it looks like the Facebook friend symbol. If you click on that, you can see everybody's name that is in your in your chat right now that's on this meeting with us, if you hit the pin button, it'll pin that person to the top of your page. So like, let's say you want to check in with a student that you necessarily can't see. You want to see if they're engaged, or maybe you're getting ready to ask them a question. I don't know. You can pin them and you will always see them. You can remove a participant or mute their microphone just by hovering over the microphone symbol. So that's in there. Grid view. So if you are not sure how to install the Grid View Chrome extension, there is a short, like maybe 1 minute video. I did a screencast on how to find it, how to install it, and then how to make sure your extensions are on. So like my extension, I don't know, can you see my mouse when I hover here? Okay, so there's obviously my Grid View, and I'm not going to turn it on because when there's a lot of people in the meeting, it makes my computer melt down. So if I right click, it'll show me like manage my extensions, hide, remove, blah, blah, blah. If I hit manage extensions, this is where you want to make sure it's turned on. So some people are saying it's not working, but you know, this sometimes is turned off. So you want to make sure it's turned on. And then down here, make sure this is turned on. So you want blue and blue. So by doing that, you can see all of your kids at the same time. So kind of like Zoom. You just want to make sure that those extensions are turned on. And again, this is hyperlinked. So this is a video that you can use and you can reference to if, you know, once you have the link to the presentation. So once you have this set up, you're going to see, ignore my sleepy face, but you're going to see this symbol, and the slash through the grid means it's not on. So if you want it on, you just click that and you can decide, okay, only show participants with video, highlight the speakers, or include yourself in the grid. You can choose all of these things. So this means it's turned off. Like I said, I don't like to have mine on. It kind of makes my computer slow and have a little bit of a temper tantrum. Last time I had it on, I had to restart my computer, but I think it's because there were like 60 to 7 people in the Hangout. So that's a lot of screens it's trying to process. Okay, sharing is caring. So with screen sharing, you can, you know, before you join a meeting, you're given this screen. So join now, and this is where like you might turn off your mic or turn off your camera before you enter the room. You can start to present right away, or once you're in the room, you can decide if you're going to present. So you can present just a window or your entire screen. If you're going to be presenting a document or a slide deck, something along those lines, or even a website, I recommend making that its own window and not part of all the rest of your tabs. So like right now, my slide deck that you're looking at is in a different window, so that like Andy's here, so you know he's moderating the chat, but if he weren't here, then I could quickly go back to the other tabs, check the chat, check in on all of you, and then you would never stop seeing my slide deck. So that way, like you can have 2 screens up at one time. You can see the chat and your people at the same time. You can see your document. So if you're by yourself, I highly recommend just presenting with a window and not necessarily your entire screen. Once you decide you're going to share your screen, this little box will pop up, and this is really important because you're going to want to highlight what it is that you're sharing. So for your whole screen, you're just going to click on what looks like your screen and hit share. But if you're choosing a window, like for me, when it popped up, I had a bunch of windows and it wanted to, you know, say which window I was going to look at or that you were going to look at. So I chose obviously the one that looks like my slide deck. If I chose that one, that's the only one you see. Even though I have a ton of things up on my screen, you're only going to ever see that window with my slide deck on it. And so this is what my view looked like when I was presenting. I could just see my screen or just the window and nothing else, even though, again, there were multiple different tabs up in other windows. And so one of the things that you also have access to when you're in the Hangout is the settings right here. We call this a snowman. It's like 3 dots on top of each other. This will give you access to record a meeting, although I know we're not recording, like Andy and I are recording for purposes of for PD, but you know, you won't be recording students, but that's where the recording option is. You can change the layout, whether it's a tile or sidebar, full screen, not full screen. if you want captions, I think they're a good idea because, you know, if you have any students that process a little bit differently at different speeds, it falls under the Individuals with Disability Education Act. So it's something that's kind of important as we go. It kind of helps to make sure that we are providing all those accommodations that are available to us. In settings, that's where you're going to find your camera and your mic. If your computer is processing super slow, you can change the camera settings so that's not on the highest definition, and that will help with your computer processing. Or if a student is having a hard time, you could help them navigate through there and change their settings. And then phone, you can dial anyone's number or put anyone's number in there, whether it's your number or I was on with a teacher earlier today around noon, and I was able to put her number in there, and then it called her phone so that she could listen to me talk without, because her internet was pretty tough. It wasn't really working well. So that was another workaround. So she could hear what I was saying. She could see, I mean, just hear, but she could respond back. So if you have a student that doesn't have internet, but you want to do a Hangout, with this parent's permission, you could put in their phone number, and then the student can still participate. They just can't see, but they can hear and they can respond.
Hey, Kate, do you know, I don't know this answer, do you know if students can choose to record the meeting?
That's a good question. I don't think they can, because they cannot start a meeting, and you can only record if you have host privileges, and they don't have host privileges. So I am like 85% sure that they cannot record, and that's only available for people who can host.
Okay.
Because their settings are set so that they can only join.
And then whenever you called, whoever you were working with, you called them after the meeting started, right?
Yeah, mid-meeting.
Yeah, you can do it either. Okay.
Kate, just to pop in, and Andy, out of curiosity, when we did one of the other PDs earlier last week, I went to record it just for my own knowledge before I knew that you guys were going to record on your own, and it was going to allow me, but it said it needs to notify all of the people within the group.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you click on that as a non-host, like we're already recording now, so you can't try it with this one. But I don't know if it just pops up with a notification to let somebody else know, to let everybody in the group know that it is being recorded.
Right. So you have to be alerted that it's recorded. Like that's how it is in all of any type of video conferencing app. It's illegal to record someone, right, if they don't know it. So you do get notified. But you are, even though you didn't host the meeting, you're able to record it because you have host permission. So because within the Google Suite admin whatever console, you have been given the ability to create Google Hangouts, but students don't have that ability, so they should not be seeing record.
Okay.
Even though you didn't host the meeting. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Keep going. You're good.
You know, that was the last slide. I just want to make sure we're getting, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Linda, there's no real reason for pinning a student. I think that like it's part of the directions, and I don't know why we would. It's got to be there has to be a reason. I don't know why it would be available, but it was like the 3 things that Google was telling us to do: pin, mute, and kick people out. I don't know. Maybe you want to see if someone's engaged. I don't know. One time I pinned Andy during a meeting just so I could see his face, and then I sent him a Snapchat of his face. That was fun. Because he didn't know I could see his face.
She was very proud of that. Chris, you had asked, would the person you call be able to join by video only? You can unmute if it'd be easier. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, what I mean is, if someone has that slow internet, the phone number that's given in the Google Meet, the link or whatever, and there's a phone number underneath, is that long distance? If they wanted to join by phone, because it's like a 314 number, it's like really weird number. area code. So my one parent didn't want to join that way. Now they were able to finally get cell service outside today when we had our Google Meet. But the other question I'm saying, you were saying you called someone. Did they see you? Did they join by video on the Google Meet and then you called them to have the audio?
So they were on video, and then the video wasn't working very well, like the way we're talking right now. So then I called them. They did that, and then they downloaded the app, and then they could join like you and I are talking just now, but through their phone. So they have. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see? Let me turn this on.
Yes, you put it pretty close.
There we go. There's the Meet. You know, the Meet symbol, and then it's there, and I can video chat with my phone using my cell service. So if they have a cell phone, a smartphone, they can do it that way as well.
Now, would they dial the phone number or just put in the link with the video? Okay.
Just the link, the phone number.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it says meeting code at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, so the meeting code, and that's probably Andy from the high school. The meeting code, it can be a meeting code or a nickname, and your meeting code is just the string of letters after.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot my other question. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, sure.
Did we get most of the questions?
I think so. There's going to be one about recording IEPs and that, but we'll ask the principals on. I don't know that answer.
There's one more at the bottom of the chat.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to declare, are you talking about the IEP one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, not about like video recording. Like, I don't want to record the IEP meeting, but if like tomorrow, I have a virtual IEP meeting and she wants to do like the video chat. So I'm going to use the Hangouts Meet, which is what was created in the Google Calendar, and then that link. And she and I talk to this parent regularly. So we've already practiced that. But for me to present the IEP through the Hangout, I would click on the one that was the like window when I hit present, and then I'll hit the window, not the full screen looking one, right?
You can do either, but I would recommend doing the window. Yeah, because then like if I'm by myself, I'm presenting and I'm looking at the doc, and then if I hear chat, I can click back on the other window and read the chat. Or I can just, they can see you the whole time, so they don't know you're not looking at them.
Yeah.
Right? So like you just can't necessarily see their faces unless you go back and look at it.
Okay. Whereas if I don't do that, the window one, and I do the full screen one, what would I see aside from the document?
Your computer will go into present mode, and your document will just like blow up.
It'll take over your screen.
And I won't. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kate and I did not realize all of that at first. So like,
Mm-hmm.
the first day we did it last week, I was like, I can't see anything at all. So you're just gonna have to tell me when I can't. I should just shut up, or if anybody's even still there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Is there a trick to coming out of the present mode when you want to go back to just the chat?
So if you've got two windows, you just click over to your window. But if you're presenting your whole screen, you hit escape and then stop presenting.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Let me just make sure. I'm going to present my whole screen. Hold on. I forget now. My brain is crazy. Okay, so can you see this right here?
Yes.
Okay, just hit stop presenting. But yeah, you'll hit escape and then you'll see that and you just hit stop presenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, can you show that?
Yes. Let me go back to my entire screen. Okay. So if you load. Okay, so recurring events. So if I am going to create office hours from 4 to 5, my calendar is going to be littered with office hour tasks. I'm going to hit more options. And then, so if this is my date, I'm going to start March 30th from 4 to 5, and I want that every day. Then I'm going to hit where it says do not repeat, drop down all the way to custom. And then I can choose, maybe I just want Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or maybe I want Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or maybe I just want Tuesday, Thursday. Whatever you want to do, you highlight the days that you need. And then maybe it ends on, let's pretend we go back to school on the 1st of May. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to add my conferencing. So I hit Hangouts Meet. And then I hit save. Then every day, this will have the same link. So if I go to Tuesday, it'll be here with the same link. Wednesday, same link. And then that's the link. You see this little square? I can copy that. And then I can go and put that in my Google Classroom or wherever I'm putting it. So then I just paste. Now link for March 30th. And then I can post that. There we go. So yeah.
Wait, Kate, go slower.
Okay, I'll go back. I'll do it again.
I know how to do, I learned how to do that part where you can actually more options, but the part I need you to go slower on is the Google Classroom. How do I pin that? How do I get that on my Google Classroom?
Sure. Okay, let me go back. Here. Okay, so I made a fake folder that says Google Hangout links. So I hit create, I hit material or assignment. It doesn't really matter. And then I put my title in, Hangout link for today. And then it says add with the paperclip. So I hit add, I choose link. And then I've already pasted, I've already copied the link from my calendar. So I hit paste, add link, and then hit post. Or I can schedule it. If I want it to be scheduled for tomorrow, but I don't want it to go out right now. So tomorrow let's pretend I want it to go out at 10 a.m. I can schedule it, and it won't go live right now. It'll go live tomorrow at 10. Was that better?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kate or Andy, I remembered my question now. If you have open office hours like from 10 to 12 and a parent wants to have a private conversation, like how do you prevent other people from coming in? Or do you have to make appointments or?
So, I don't know, Kate, do you want to show appointments? You can do.
You can show appointments.
Give me a second here. So yeah, you can create assignment or appointments because like if you don't want them to be seeing each other,
Yeah.
which I think is like probably ideal. 1 second here, sorry. Then parents in your calendar, like we like using Calendly, but in your calendar is all right. Can you see my calendar now? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So like I can make office hours from 5 to 8 tonight, and they're 30-minute blocks. So what I can do when I go to click on a new calendar event, I can go to appointment slots. It's like I'll go to more options just so I can do that. But they can be 30 minutes. I can do it down to like 5 minutes, 1 minute, and then office hours, and then see in that it doesn't create a Google. The only bad part is it doesn't create a video link.
Oh. I mean, I guess I could just say, hey, so-and-so, I'm going to talk to this person. Can you rejoin in 10 minutes or something? Could you just say that?
Yeah, you could.
The Calendly was perfect. What you and Kate had told me the other day. I did that for like office hour appointments, and it went right into Google, and it was wonderful. So
Say that again. I missed.
So it's
Wait.
called Calendly. I'm going to put the link in the chat.
And it'll connect right to your Google Calendar. So it's wonderful. That's what, Andy and I have this in our signatures on our email. So like if someone wants to schedule a meeting with us, they just click on it and then you can see when we're available.
I think my computer is revolting against me.
They give a link when someone schedules an app.
So like you can create either a 30-minute or 60-minute window. I think you can actually change that. But what they see is like this would be the link that the parent would see.
Uh-huh.
And here are all of my available times tomorrow as of right now. And so they can't see what you would be doing for other things. But like you can have it so that I know that I can put a 10:30 appointment in, and then my name is Andy, and I want to discuss my progress. And so from there, I can go back to my calendar. Yeah, Kate, my computer is hardcore revolting on me. So from there, now I can see on my calendar that Andy Shiloh is meeting with Andy Shiloh. So, I mean, we really like it. And if that's something that others are like, you know what, I totally want to get into that. If we have some more time, we can do something like that.
Yeah. I would like to learn a little more about that. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Kate, when you had your reoccurring event, I guess my question is, if we do it that way, does it matter that the kids can access that when there's no host if you leave it, or should you delete it from your classroom so that they can't access that anymore?
Yeah, I would delete it each day.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it sounds like a pain, but yeah, they'll still be able to access it. I know it sounds like a crazy amount of work. You could schedule a link to go live each day during that time. And then after you're done, just delete it. And then you don't have to create tomorrow's because it's already scheduled to go out tomorrow. So like Sunday night, if you schedule it for Monday through Friday or whatever, and then just delete when you're done.
Got it.
Did you have a lot of people join your classroom?
I had 25, but they were like half students, half staff.
Okay.
But I didn't have anyone join my office hours today.
Oh, that's lonely.
It was fine.
Send me the link. I'll pop in.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to stop recording, Kate. I think that's